dinner last night, Rick. The 3-hour wonder. How'd that go? Yeah, just going for my morning walk. We've had really nice weather, like, you know when it's heading into winter and it's cold and you're putting the heater on every night because the house, you know, sort of after 4:30 it starts to get cold. It's time to start layering up. And then you get a night out of the blue where it's, you know, still 21 degrees at 8 o'clock at night. It was like that last night. It was amazing. Pardon me. And I woke up this morning thinking my heating had been left on overnight because it was so warm, but the cold weather is coming. So I'm making the most of it. Going for my morning walk. I don't always take you guys on my morning walk, but I've got a day of studying ahead. Woohoo! And a couple of meetings this afternoon. And I love watching the Premier's press conference at 9:15. So I'm like, right, go for a walk. Take you with me. See what you're all up to. And then go home and make breakfast. Anne-Marie, hello, gorgeous. How are you doing? How are you doing? I think of you guys all the time in America and wonder what it's like. I spoke to a friend of mine last night on my live who lives in London. Because I just think it's so important for Australians to get perspective of what it's like to actually be living in epicentres and massive clusters with this COVID-19. I'm just looking down in the water at the moment. There's something, it might just be some driftwood, but there could be a critter of some description having a little swim out there. We're kind of heading into, might be a bit early actually, but we will be heading into whale watching season soonish. But there's something out there. We had some dolphins the other day, which was cool. Oh shit, it was recycling. I didn't know that. My recycling's not very full. Pick all the alcoholics in the neighbourhood. Doing really well, Anne-Marie. Oh, you're in Australia. Why? Who am I confusing you with? Rewind. That's bizarre. I'm so sorry, Anne-Marie. For some, now I'm trying to think who I was thinking of. What is that out there? That dark blob. I've watched your videos, and for some reason I thought you were in America. I must be confusing you with somebody else. I mean, obviously I am. I don't think that's a living creature. I think it's probably a big chunk of driftwood. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try and zoom in. Zoom. See out there that you'll probably just be saying, hi, Unspoken Bear, how you doing? See, there's a little dark spot out there in the water. I thought it might have been haven't been able to join in forever. I'm hoping that's you, Unspoken Bear. I hate chat on this. It's the clipboard pops up and then you try to get rid of it, but it still says clipboard and it hides chat. I can't see. But I haven't seen you for ages, Unspoken Bear. Of course I know you're on Aussie with Dennis, Anne-Marie. I'm sorry. My brain isn't switched on fully yet. Dennis the Menace. Yeah, well, Biscuit was having morning playtime and then she got shitty because it's the one part of the day I feel mean and she's got to get used to it when we all start going back to our offices and so on. But she runs down the hallway when I'm leaving to go for a walk and it's a race for me to get out the door before she gets there. Not that she'll go out when she's escaped out the front before she's just frozen and stood there going, now what do I do? But the look on her face, it breaks my heart. But she's had my full attention for an hour, you know, like I've got up. She came in and said, how come you're not out of bed yet? Which she doesn't normally do. I was awake already, but just wasn't up. And then, you know, we've got our little morning routine. She knows I make my cup of coffee first, and then everything wonderful for her happens after that. And she loves going out on the deck and smelling all the possum scents and everything from the night before. Then she gets I call it her stinky food, but it's she has wet food for breakfast because she's on a diet and on medication, and the medication gets stashed in her wet food. So she gets a stinky food, and then she likes to then go out. There's a tub out on my deck which I use as an esky, like an ice bin, when I have barbies and parties and stuff. And because it's been raining a lot, it's got water in it, and she thinks that's her water bowl. It's bloody huge. So she sort of does this amazing balancing act and nearly falls in, and I'm hoping she will one day, just for my own amusement. And then she comes back inside and she gets biscuits as well for breakfast, and then only a small amount. And then this like full-on dedicated playtime. Just seeing you where that thing is. Morning. He's not a very friendly neighbour. Gorgeous dog. I'm just looking out there for where that thing was. I think it's a really big piece. See these bits of seaweed down here? I'm thinking it's another one of those. God, it's gorgeous down here. It's all misty and beautiful. It's not looking as misty on the camera as it actually is on the beach. It's like really beautiful, crisp morning, and sort of, it's not, well, I don't know if it's sea spray. It feels like mist. It's lush, man. And a really bright pink sunrise this morning. You know, those sort of sunrises that literally look like someone drew across, like just drew a really sharp line with a fluorescent marker pen. It was pretty breathtaking. But yeah, so Biscuit gets all this love, and playtime includes playing with her toys, and her favourite toy is a piece of string. She doesn't actually like a lot of toys. So it's basically, playtime's basically playing with string, brushing her. She loves it. She gets brushed every day, sometimes twice a day. She gets on the floor and, you know, sticks her bum in the air, assumes a position, and it's scratch my ass time. So yeah, she gets my full attention for about an hour. And then I'm off for my walk, and the look on her face, it's like I'm the most horrible person on the planet. Look at this, how beautiful it is today. God, g'day Aussie, how are you, mate? You guys have to chat because I can't get this bloody clipboard off my screen, and so you've all got to speak quite a bit to push the chat up. I don't know how to get rid of it. It annoys me. And there's a little thing that tells me I can move it away. Hey Will, g'day mate. But it doesn't, it's just sitting there. If I bring the keyboard or the clipboard up and then press, you know, the little button to make it piss off, it pisses off, but the word clipboard doesn't. Oh, first world problems. Sounds like Dennis gets up with Dad, has breakfast, and goes back to the bed to have a play with Mum. They love their routines. Crazy little animals. I mean, I've always, as a kid, we had dogs and cats, and I've had no pets for such a long time, and I actually chose a cat just because it was easier than fencing the crap out of my block. So I've got a 3/4 of an acre block, and I also love big dogs. You know, if you live on a beach, you want to have a, not that little dogs don't like swimming, but I've grown up with labs and retrievers, and yeah, and it was like, well, I'm going to get this beautiful dog that's basically going to live downstairs the whole time because my house is up on stilts. It's not ideal having a Rottweiler or a Labrador or whatever in the house all the time. It's just easier to get Biscuit, and because she's a tabby, she kind of thinks she's a dog anyway. But she's teaching me shit. And their routines are so important. But yeah, the look on her face, holy fuck. She's mastered the art of the guilt trip. Oh, you're going back to work, Will? I know that comment about where, I mean, your name wasn't visible, but the vet tech. Oh, no, maybe you're not, you're just groovy. Yeah, it is. It's very peaceful down here this morning, and it's kind of got this beautiful mist, and I don't know why the camera is making it look clearer than it is, because it's kind of like I'm walking in mist at the moment. It's not cold though, it's quite warm. But there's some nice waves happening out there. There's already quite a few surfers out. Honestly, we've never had this many surfers. It's self-isolation. It's like there's a shitload of people working from home that get to have a surf now. They don't have to sit in traffic driving to work, which is awesome. But there's also a shitload of people still coming down here that don't live here. And it's kind of understandable. I don't begrudge them. We're allowed to exercise, and quite a lot of our really big surf beaches, I mean, this is a medium sort of surf beach, but in terms of the swell, not the length, but quite a few of them are in national parks. So there's a beach down on that point down there called Clifton, and it's a really gorgeous surf beach as well, but it's in a national park, so all the people that buy houses down there, big like down here, are into surfing and beaches and shit. But yeah, I don't really, if they're part of the surfy crowd and they're coming down here for surfing, I don't have an issue. It's the people that are coming down here to walk along the beach or sit on the beach all day, which they're not meant to do, that don't live anywhere near here, that is had a body in the water. Just over there, that's seaweed. I mean, that black thing that was floating in the water out there somewhere, I don't know where it's gone. It looked like it might have been, I was hoping it might have been a whale, but it's not quite whale season yet. Just had a body in the water. What? What's an acre? I think I'm going to get it wrong. I think 2.5, is it 2.5 hectares is an acre, or am I confusing that with kilometres and miles? Google it, man. It's a decent sized block, an acre. Like, it's not huge, but it's way bigger than a lot of suburban blocks. But do you think life is just them and them only? We're talking about the surfy dudes? Or the people that were down here the other day that I met are local, and they get up super early every morning usually and go to the office, get home after it's dark. They go to the gym in town, come home, and they say they walk on the beach on weekends, but not very often. So there's a lot of people that I'm seeing that I don't know. And I mean, there's 2,000 people down here. It's not like I know every single person, but you do know people's faces, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of tell. But then there were these other people that my friend Donna met, and they're so fucking far away. They live so far away from here. And she's like, well, what are you doing down here? Oh, we just like coming down here. And she's like, yeah, we like living down here. Fuck off. Because if they'd closed the beach, imagine not being able to walk along this. This is keeping everyone that lives down here sane. This is our antidepressant. What are you up to today, Aussie? Anne-Marie? Shout out to all the whales in the chat. Don't know who said that again. I can't see the name. This sucks. I wonder if I click that it'll go away. I got rid of it. It was out. It was Aussie Owl, of course. Like that couple I just walked past. Taroona Football Club. Taroona's about an hour away from here. And it's a school that goes up to grade 10. So it's not like, you know, wearing a Mighty Cats, like an AFL sort of thing. This is a local school where Princess Mary of Denmark went, by the way. And the guy wearing it's been out of school for, I'd say, at least 20 years. Would you wear a Taroona football team top unless you were like maybe the PE teacher at Taroona High School? I don't know. Get off my beach. Bit of housework for you, Anne-Marie. Yeah, I'm doing study today. That's not fun either. I've got to finish this course. I've got till the end of June. I passed that assignment that took like forever to do. I had to resubmit it. They did a little webinar and said, unless we say describe or expand, just do a bullet points. You know, like what are the 6 cycles of learning, for example. So I wrote the 6. I put a short description after it, even though it wasn't requested. And then they bloody made me resubmit it and told me to expand even more on that. And I'm like, well, fuck, you didn't tell us to do that in the webinar. You told us the opposite. Anyway, resubmitted it, all good, passed it. But here's the kicker. This assignment took hours, days, weeks to do. It basically encompasses the first 3/4 of the course. 13 questions, some of them 3 or 4 page answers. What score do you get when you pass it? 1 out of 1. 1 out of 1. And ironically, we talked in the course about how one of the reasons adult literacy and numeracy is bad is because so many kids, when they were at school, like in the olden style of education that we all got taught in, it just took one teacher to tell someone that they were shitty at maths, for example, because that was my experience, and I've gone through life believing I'm shitty at maths. I mean, I am shitty at maths, but she didn't need to tell me that in front of the whole class. And so, yeah, that sort of old-fashioned style of teaching we're being taught is no longer appropriate, especially adults. Adult education is very different to teaching children. But when I put my feedback in, I'm going to say to them, you can't make people do an assignment that consumes their life for months on end and then give them 1 out of fucking 1. Keep out of the water, Torza. You have no idea how perilously close I've been coming to getting wet feet. I normally walk along in bare feet. For some reason I didn't choose that. I think I didn't want my feet to get cold, but yeah, I usually don't. It's probably because the sand's all damp. You do need a bit of dry sand in the wintry months for the bare foot. You can get a calculator on a watch, Aussie. Do you remember when they came out, even when we were still at school, I reckon, and they were chunky little units. And, you know, I remember going, oh, I would never wear one of those, it's so chunky. And then all those smartwatches came out and they were way chunkier. But I agree. Got a calculator, know how to use it. math sorted. But yeah, I'm going to tell them that I think 1 out of 1 is a bit deflating. Like, even if it was out of 13 to represent each question, there was another little assignment. It wasn't even an assignment. You can opt for different ways of being assessed in this course, and when you opt for a certain way, you confirm that you want to be assessed that way. But then they send you out another. They call it an assignment, but it's not. It's basically just reading the terms of and conditions of whatever choice of assessment you've decided to go with. Isn't this riveting stuff? Anywho, I got that the other day, and basically you're meant to read the T's and C's and then click, I don't know, I agree or I will comply or I do, or whatever the fuck you have to click. And then you get a score for that one too, and it's 0 out of 0. Completed. Lady Pegasus, good morning, gorgeous. Ruth, hello. You're getting iced tea. I've got a herbal tea with me. A licorice one. Does anyone else love licorice herbal tea? Holy shit, it's good. So yummy. So yummy. Highly recommend it if you're not into the herbals but you want to drink a bit more herbal. I drink a lot of herbal tea because I've got to drink about 3 litres of water a day. And even though I've got the most delicious water to drink, after 3 litres you kind of want a bit of variety, so about 1 litre a day is in herbal teas, but the licorice ones are my favourite. Thanks, Will, you're such a good mod. Always getting people to hit the likes. How you doing, Lady Pegasus and Ruth? So nice down here today. I don't know where that body's gone, Ozzy. Oh yeah, I can see it out there now. I wonder what that thing is, because it's moved. That can't be seaweed. It can. Oh, hang on, no, it's still pretty much off my off where the track that I come down is. Herbal tea is good for the body. I love chamomile. Yeah, chamomile's really good for the ladies at that time of the month as well, Will. Really good for digestive issues, really good for calming. It's nice. Is it freezing for you, Lady Pegasus? That's crazy. Morning. That's crazy. We had one of those, I was talking at the start, you know, when winter be coming and you start having to put your heater on every night, or you're lighting your fire or whatever to warm the house at night. Last night was one of those don't need the heater on nights. It was really balmy, and then I woke up this morning and it was about 18, 19 degrees still in my house. I was like, oh shit, don't tell me the heating kicked in overnight, because I've got hydronic heating, so there's water-filled radiators that are heated by gas in every room. And holy shit, if I had all the radiators on, my house would just be like way, way, way too hot. But yeah, it's really balmy still. You're happy to be on a walk on the beach. Groovy, Ruth. It was lovely chatting with you last night, and Matt as well. I hope you get some of that mutti. It's really weird. I can get those products from the supermarket in the little town just down the road from me. But hopefully you'll be able to find them. Will the Rocker, I appreciate it, Tori. I try. You do a great job, mate. Lady Pegasus went for a walk on the beach yesterday. Nice. The entrance beach. Nice. It's really lovely today. I mean, there's a guy that goes for a swim every morning, walks down the track past my place onto the beach, and I said to him the other day, what time of the year do you start putting a wetsuit on? And he's like, I don't. run in and out every morning. But I suspect this morning he might have a small frolic in the oceans. Because even though it's misty, it's warm. Not for long though. I had my another neighbour of mine, John, who walks past my house every morning. He gives me weather updates. Make the most of the beach this morning. It's going to get cold and shitty. They were his exact words. How have I been? I've been good, Lady P. Been good, thanks, Dales. I've following the wreck of the Ruby Princess with great interest. That's getting so juicy and fascinating. I love it. I mean, it's awful, but I love it. Today I'm studying. I'm very close to finishing my course, and today I am putting together a lesson plan for a mythical student called Janet, who it sounds like has got quite a bit on her plate in addition to having some literacy and numeracy issues. So she's my student, and I've got this is probably the part of the course that I'm not that interested in, which is weird because I'm doing it so I can be a tutor, but it's kind of the teachery, educational, formal part of it. And like I said, I've got to do it if I'm going to be tutoring. But I own this beach. Morning. How you doing? No, Daryl and I own it. That was my neighbour Daryl. We own it. And I always say my track, my beach. I've got to stop doing it. Maybe not. It's part of my heart. That's why I say it. But I would love to own a beach. No, actually I wouldn't. Here's Bazza, the local slut. You said small frolic. Oh, you're back, Rick. How's the dishes? They all done? Something else would be small. You're obsessed with penis jokes now that I did that episode of penises yesterday. Oh my God, I had so many more crimes. There's penises part 2 will be coming up soon. Don't you worry about that. Coming up. Barry, you whore. How you doing, mate? Now, I noticed you got Shazza up the beach a bit. She's still playing hard to get, mate. I'm telling you, all this preening that you do, you always look so handsome for her. She doesn't give a fuck. She's a bigger slut than you. Jolene, hello, gorgeous. You keep missing my lives. There seems to be a lot of things coming up. Yeah, well, it does, yeah. I don't know. At the moment, it seems like there was one person in particular who was seriously at fault. There's other people that were passing the buck and throwing everyone else under the bus, and it turns out they were way more involved. The Australian Border Force and Home Affairs. The doctor on the ship, not looking good for her. Not looking good for her at all. The whole thing was a massive fuck up. So good to see you, AQT. Here's Shazza. Now, Baz is still up there, right? He's still digging and grooming. And this little whore, she plays hard to get, Shazza. And then further up the beach is Kazza, who loves Bazza. This is a love triangle. For those of you who haven't been following the love triangle, this is what's going on. So in the shot now, you probably can see Shazza to the left and Kazza further down the beach. So Shazza is the object of Bazza's desire. Kazza, madly in love with Bazza. Bazza doesn't give a fuck about Kazza unless she wants to have a threesome with him and Shazza. And Shazza does love Bazza, but just constantly plays hard to get. Just fucks with this poor guy all the time. Good to have you on the beach. You did manage to watch my Penis's podcast. It was funny. Yeah, it was kind of painful though, Lady Pegasus. Like, I was feeling it in my non-existent penile region. So yeah, this is Kazza, who just basically walks the beach forlorn. I hope you can see her. She's right next to me almost. There she is. Forlorn, heartbroken, just basically waiting for Shazza to drop dead, I think. And then when Shazza drops dead, Bazza might notice her. But I do feel for Kazza. You know, like I said, Bazza's basically offered a role for her in a threesome. But she doesn't want to do that. She's not into Shaz. She's been a sad bird ever since her husband Gazza died. The lovebirds. Yeah, the penis thing though, the first episode I uploaded, I put the Batman theme in it because of the story about Penis Man. And then the owners of the Batman theme said no. Morning, how you doing? It's getting gorgeous down here today. Yeah, Jolene, Bazza hasn't given up, mate. None of the, you know, you've been with him from the start. So's Lady Pegasus. You know the story. And it just continues to break hearts. It continues to break hearts. I mean, Bazza and Shazza do go on dates and they do hang out together. We have seen them frolicking together from time to time. But for the most part, they're just caught in this love triangle. It's heartbreaking. So quite a few surfers out there today, including a paddleboarder with a stack hat. Oh, he's up now. Good thing he's got his stack hat on. The paddleboarders make life hell for the surfers unless they surf on them. But if they're just, you know, horizontally tootling along across the face of a wave, they're sort of annoying. I don't bring my boogie board down here, but I probably get more respect from the sharks than the paddleboarders. Sounds like someone you know in real life. I'm totally projecting stories of my past onto those seagulls, I'm sure of it. Not quite sure who, but... yeah, so some nice little waves happening. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to do a U-bolt, but not before I show you my favourite house as usual up there. Green roof, green roof. Zoom on in. This place, look at it. Look at that fucking front of that house, all the windows. Oh, I love it. Love it. Bazza would have been in his element yesterday at the entrance. The water was so blue. Hundreds of seagulls enjoying the ocean water. Oh, that's nice, mate. He could have hung him out. Although I mean, he's a bit of an introvert. You know, I reckon he'd have a crack hanging out with a heap of seagulls, but he's a bit shy. Which is why he lets Shazza boss him around all the time. Maybe he could have got some tips from the seagulls up your way. How to grow some balls and toughen the fuck up, I don't know. But he also needs to, you know, make more of an effort with Shazza. He doesn't take her on the most riveting dates. Spends a lot of time making himself look good for the date, but the date ends up being, you know, the seagull equivalent of McDonald's. Well, I'm going to head home, make some breakfast. Unless anyone's got anything to talk about. We're not allowed to stop on the beach. As in, you know, just sit on the beach and sunbake or read a book. But I'm fine with that. At least we can exercise. At least people didn't fuck it up for us this time around. If there's a second round, we'll see. Will they have the light show Oh, you mean Dark Mofo? That really wicked midwinter festival I took people to, and we went through all the really creepy buildings with all the lights and sound effects and stuff. No. They were actually, Mona were one of the first big festivals to announce they wouldn't be going ahead this year because of COVID-19, like way back in, I don't know, February or March, and probably March. And they were criticised for it because Dark Mofo is not till the middle of winter, like it's June. But, you know, all these other festivals like Blues Fest and everything finally followed suit. And, yeah, but Dark Mofo was one of the ones to be canned first. Thanks, thanks, Will. You're so proud of Biscuit for winning. I'm still wondering what that thing is out there. I'm pretty sure it's not a whale, but that is kind of what whales look like when they come into the beach. I think it is probably just a huge ball of kelp like we're looking at right there. But the only weird thing is I can't see any others. But also it hasn't moved much. It's still pretty much off the point. I'll walk up through the dunes and we'll have another look up the top if I can breathe. I wish there was some way I could convey to you the steepness of the dunes. I'm sure it doesn't look steep when I walk up them, but you sort of go from sea level to that yellow house in about 30 seconds, and it's quite the heart starter. You're cooking supper. Enjoy your supper, Will. And thank you again. Hit the likes, people. You're such a good mod. What are you having for supper? I'd love to know. Hey, puppy. Morning. Good night. I'm partly waiting for Will to come back and go, I can't type, I'm cooking supper, because Will will message me and I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. And then he starts chattering away and flicking me little videos, and I'm like, shit, I've got to wash my hands and have a look at what he's flicked me. So I'm partly waiting for him to come back and say, oh, I had to wash my hands to clean my hands to tell you what I'm having for supper. I'm just trying to find that thing that's floating around out there. Oh yeah. I don't think it's seaweed because it's going up and down. Like it's, and it has moved, but it's not coming up out of the water enough to see what it might be. Just getting the top of it. But it's big, and I don't think it's seaweed because there's no other blobs of seaweed floating around out there. There's even people further down the beach looking at it at the moment. I think it could be a whale. You won't be able to see it. It's literally this little thin black line that every now and then just pops up a tiny bit. It's just popped up again. But yeah, there's other people that are on the beach now. The guy that I just walked past is talking to another guy I walked past before. Oh, that's got to be a whale out there. I just wish I had my binoculars. Yeah, it's really misty, Lady Pegasus, but it's really warm. It's like the setting of a Stephen King novel. But yeah, enjoy your supper, and it's so cute, Will, that you're proud of Biscuit. I don't know if it's a whale or not. It's something. Anywho, let's tackle the dunes. Hope everyone has something cool to do today. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do today, I took Jenny's advice Scott Morrison's wife, and I've been doing a puzzle, and I'm very close to finishing it. It's of a combi van. Yeah. That's going to be the highlight of my day, is finishing the puzzle. But yeah, it's more misty rather than overcast lately. I mean, well, there's clouds in the sky, but it's really balmy. It reminds me of the weather when I don't know if you've ever been to Fiji, but Fiji never got super, super hot the whole time we were there. It was always sort of tropically, but not crazy hot. Oh, I think maybe there was one day when we went to Suva, it was hot. But there's that sort of slightly damp, tropical, warm feeling. Aussie's still here just doing stuff. AQT's grilling chicken boobs, nice. Lady Pegasus, was like spring here yesterday, slight breeze. Today's very cold. Lady Pegasus loves doing jigsaws. Yeah, we've always had one over summer. Like, you know, growing up when we had a shack or at home, we always had, hey Muppets! This is a steep climb. Yeah, it is, and I stupidly do it and talk at the same time, which is, you know, I cop shit in chat all the time from subs about it. It's like, okay, you walk up a sand dune and chat and respond to people pointing out how unfit you are. Steep, yes. Look at you, Muppets and Manilow, with all your hearts and rainbows. Very colourful entrance. Nice to have you here. Look at that. I was hoping the whaley thing will be out there, but we'll see from the top. The beach is beautiful. Aussie Outlaw gave it to me earlier. He said that I own it, so it's mine now. This is the bit where your calf muscles just go, fuck. It's like a little fairy glen though. It's like something from Lord of the Rings. Look at it. But yeah, it's really steep. Again, I know it doesn't look it. I wish I could convey, like, you know, I wish there's a thing like smell-o-vision, but it was pain-o-vision. That you'd all be feeling it in your calf muscles too. Like, it's a good feeling. But ow. Right. Let's look for whales. Yeah, it's still out there. I'll zoom in again. I feel that way about Bali, Aussie. Yeah, you can see now now that I'm up the top. Well, I'm halfway up. I've still got another. Like when I get up to there, see that house up on the hill? That's halfway up the hill where I live, and I'm on the top of it. Oh, you didn't say hi to Aussie. So I don't know about whether it's a whale or not. It's a something. It may just be another massive blob of kelp, but I don't know. I'll go on the whale watching page when I get home and see. Hey, Save Robbie. I never stay in Kuta. What a shithole. But what I meant though was when the exact wording you were using about Fiji, that it felt like going next door. Bali feels like that to me because of how many fucking Australians are there. Like, I know it's further to go, but Fiji, you get a much... I do live this close to the beach, yes. Fiji, you get a much broader range of travellers going through, plus their history. You know, there's a lot of Indians there, and the Indian restaurants are some of the best that you'll eat at in the world. And even though we stayed at a resort, when I say resort, it was a Fiji sort of typical kind of islander resort. It wasn't flashy like the big ones just down the road from it, but it was owned by an Aussie couple. But other than that, I didn't see any other Australians the entire time we were travelling, and the Fijians love the Aussies, so I got special treatment whenever we went. Yeah, I think you're right though, Aussie, if you go to the right sort of places. I mean, I only met 2 Aussies when I was in Nusa Dua the last time. But it's more the flying over, the people that you have to fly to Bali with. It's like all the Australians you're trying to get away from are on the fucking same plane flying to the same places. I know you know what I mean. I love them both. Bula bula, exactly. But yeah, that could be a southern right whale. I don't know. It could be a large blob of... I don't know if you guys can even see it. Like, I'm trying to zoom in. Well, Robbie, I love you because you're like an Aussie. We've had this chat before. You get sarcasm and... Yeah, the flight is shit, yeah. Thank you. But I love them both. I just, I think I prefer, well, I don't know. Prefer Bali for the culture and the surfing. Prefer Fiji for the fact that their islands are still very authentic, and, you know, you stay on bureaus on the beach and they're really run down, and when it rains they leak, and it's all cozy and it's more primitive. Oh, that's right, Muppets. I think you told me that before too. And I know where Anne-Marie's gone, but I have to apologise to her again for thinking at the start she was American. I've got no idea why, probably because my brain hadn't woken up yet. But Robbie, how you doing, mate? So good to see you. And I will go and see if that is a whale out there or not. I'm going to walk up the hill with you. You can all listen to me having a middle-aged lady asthma attack. Because, you know, that's what you've all been hanging out to hear. Don't bullshit me that you're here for the friendly chat and the beach walk. I've lost so much weight though, these yoga pants are falling down. I'll have to adjust them. Or I'm going to walk up the hill with my bum hanging out. Yeah, I get your fear of the ocean though, Robbie. A lot of people have it. But if you came to Australia, we would teach you to love it and be confident in it. You know, the issue is it's just not familiar to you. Like, you grew up in a state in the middle of America with no ocean, whereas in Australia we all learn to swim when we're really young, because there's so many beaches, and all the cities and towns, for the most part, all hug the coast of mainland Australia and Tassie. So it's kind of part of what we grew up with. Oh, look at you, Aussie and Lady Pegasus, you're cute. Doing the swimming anxiety therapy session. All right, whaley whale. It's possibly directly in front of that yellow house, which is owned by these old retired doctors, a gay couple, and they just look like the most jolly, fun. I just want to get drunk with them. They just always sort of pulling things apart and having little bonfires, and they've always got glasses of red in their hands while they're doing it all. They're great. They're living the dream. Okay, you're almost drowned. Yeah, I love going through them. Lost. Oh, putting up flights. Ozzy, you get one more time to do that joke and then you've got to retire it, mate. I agree with Lady Pegasus. I love diving through them before they break. Almost drowned a couple of times as a kid. Oh, at an undertow at a huge lake. Yeah, shit. That would not have been good. I mean, I think most Australians have had near-death experiences in the ocean or in a swimming pool. My worst experiences have actually been in a pool, I've been dumped in the ocean. Yeah, that whaley thing, I don't know. See where the yellow house is? Between the Stoby pole, the power pole, and the roof of the house, there's a little black line in the water. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. I can't zoom in anymore. Yeah, you'll have to swim it in a pool, and that's, if you feel safe there, that's cool. Hi Ravi, how are you? New to the channel, nice to have you here. Not the most exciting, just taking you for the most beautiful beach walk. And now I'm standing showing you a shitload of power poles. Trust me, it was beautiful 5 seconds ago. Yeah, I've had probably worse experiences in a pool than in the ocean. I mean, I've had, like I said, I've been dumped in the ocean. And I did get caught in a little undertow, but nothing crazy. But I kind of got fired up about it. I get all exhilarated and, you know, massive adrenaline rushes. And that's a body for sure. We'll find out. I'll let you know the next time I go live. Been mourning. They've already been. Bins just abandoned. I'll find that's a body. Imagine if we did go for a walk one morning and I came across a body. Look at that, grievers. Push some bins over towards it. They've already done it. Oh, and the recycling ones are back down the road. They haven't been emptied yet. So I'm not pushing them. Corrupting me. I could put, I don't think I've got that much recycling to put out. I'm surprised Biscuit isn't out on the deck in her fucking daybed like the spoilt shit she is. So I've made it to the top of the hill. You can all sleep well knowing I'm alive. But yeah, look how high up, guys. I was down on that beach a mere moment ago. It looks so far away up here too, but it's not, as you know. Did I just see a giant animal in that tree? In this tree? Doubt it. Doubt it. We do have, there is a video on my channel of 3 little echidnas when I put the bins out one day, like where that's my bin there that's been ruthlessly abandoned like the other ones. But I was putting my bin out and there were 3 little echidnas cruising around. Pretty special. Thanks for coming with me, Jolene. It's so lovely to have you back in the world of little YouTube channels. Now that I've got on top of all this recording and I've got some study today, but I really want to start popping into people's lives again. I've just had, I don't know about you guys, but I've found doing nothing's really tiring. I've had so much shit to do. And I can't stop and have a rest. I'm on someone. This is a block. Do I want to buy this block? It's pretty steep. But thought I'd just get in and show you this view because it's pretty lush. But hey, thanks everyone for popping in and saying g'day. You're gorgeous. You've made my morning as always. And I hope you all have lovely days, nights. I like the early birds that are up in Australia that come for these walks. I would fight the rubbish man for dropping the billet. Oh, hang on, I've woken up Lulu. Hi, Lulu. It's okay, Lulu. Hey, Sabra. Hey, puppies. Shh. It's okay, Lulu. Oh, the bins. The people today aren't the normal people because they came... Hi, Sabra. There's my friend Sabra. Look at her. She's so beautiful. Hello. Hi, baby girl. Hey, Sabra. Hey, gorgeous girl. They're not the normal people because this is a one-way street and they came down the wrong way this morning. So I'll fight them if I see them again. I'll bring the bin in. Good morning, Sabra, you gorgeous girl. So that'll be it for me. If I do fight the rubbish man, I'll be sure to film it. I'll keep you posted on the body in the water. And other than that, go fuck yourselves. No, I'm kidding. I love you all. Ozzy doesn't like that dog. Oh no, Sabra's beautiful. She's a puppy. She's gorgeous. Fucking scaredy cat, Ozzy. But love you guys and take care too. Thank you, Lady Pegasus. And stay groovy. See you all really soon.